Hi guys, Angie the Craftnado here, and it is Thursday, and I thought we would do just a little whip and chat. Um, Whip and chat, if you're new to diamond painting and you don't know what that is I'm going to do work on a work in progress and have a little chat with you guys. And what I'm going to work on today, I might do a little switcheroo in the middle of this because I want you to see both of the diamond paintings, or two of the many diamond paintings that I'm working on right now. There's two of them I'd like you guys to see. The one I'm going to start working on is the one that I unboxed yesterday from DIYMoonShop, Cernunnos from Medusa the Dollmaker. And I don't think that I showed a significant or reasonable amount of enthusiasm when I unboxed this. Oh my god, you guys, this is a gorgeous kit. It is absolutely stunningly gorgeous. It was rendered, or it was charted so well, and the rendering is just absolutely beautiful. I've gotten 3 sections done so far. I section off my diamond paintings with 4x6 release papers that I ordered from Star Ore, and I've gotten 3 sections done so far, and you can see how well it's turning out. And from a distance, it's even, or a little bit more of a distance, it's even more stunning. But it is turning out absolutely beautiful. I love it, love it, love it, love it. It was charted so well. It was, and I was a little bit, I'm gonna admit, I was a little bit, how should I say this? Not super excited about when I saw the drills and the packages that the drills came in. But these are gorgeous drills. These drills are really, really, really nice. So don't be hesitant at all. That should be a lesson to be learned in don't judge a book by its cover, because these are actually really gorgeous drills. There's no trash. They're all uniform size. They're just beautiful, just gorgeous, nice and shiny. They lay nice and flat in the tray, as you can see, and they're just really gorgeous. Now, the one thing about this kit, and I don't mind it so much, if I'm working on a kit like this, I do like to have one that I can switch to, that maybe it has a little bit more color blocking. But this canvas, you guys, is confetti. I mean, to say it's confetti heavy is an understatement. It is probably one of the most confetti canvases that I have ever worked on. But it's not annoyingly so. There's enough of, one color per area that it's not super annoyingly confetti, but it is a lot of confetti. And I don't know, you can't really notice, but like in this section right here, it, looks kind of uniform. This is about 10 different colors just in this background area. They just blend so well together, and they look really gorgeous. They look really, really good. So another thing, I'll tell you what I'm using today. I'm using my pen from Flower Girl Blanks that was turned by Jim's Handmade Pens. This is my very favorite pen. It's absolutely gorgeous. In my 4-placer, I'm using Not Your Mama's Mud from Whimsical Daisy over on Etsy. And in my single placer, I am using micro dots. Love micro dots. I will never go, if I'm not using micro dots, I'm using Patty Wax SS in my single placer, but I do prefer the micro dots to anything. You don't have to change them out for weeks, literally weeks, and it's sometimes they can be too sticky, which can be a little bit annoying, but to me, I'd rather have too sticky than not sticky. So why am I going to switch out canvases and show you the other one that I'm working on? I don't know. We can talk about it now. It's the canvas that I ordered from True Artist DP that I unboxed, I think, day before yesterday. I started working on that canvas also. I have quite a bit done. I'm almost finished with that. I only have, I think, 2.5 sections left to go on that. And the drills, you guys, the drills might be They might be the worst drills I have ever worked with on any diamond painting that I've ever worked on. That being said, okay, if you can, they're not, this is going to be hard to explain. They're not bad once you find the good ones. The good ones that are there are not bad. The problem is they are wildly inconsistent in size. They are, it's the weirdest. I've never experienced anything quite like it. The sizes are just so weird. Just so weird. And, you know, I'm using a lot, because I do like to multi-place, I'm using a lot of drills that are different sizes, and that might be a deal breaker for some people. It's not for me. You know, I can work around that. And so once you have the drills that are the most uniform in size, and you're placing those, the ones that you are placing are decent looking, they're decent quality, they're not dusty, or that's one thing I can't tolerate, is a dusty, dirty drill, or oily or anything like that. It's nothing like that. It's just that they're so inconsistently sized. It's so weird. It's weird. It's almost like they took all of the scraps that were on the floor after the manufacturing processed all the rejects, and they scooped all those up and put those in a bag, and that's what you got. I don't know if this is true of all of their kits, or if I just got maybe a bad batch. You know, maybe in the manufacturing process there was a, did I just put that on the wrong symbol? Nope, I did not. There was a bad batch, but they're just wildly inconsistent. So if that's something that, you know, would really bother you, I would say maybe, you know, wait a while, and let that settle out, because I'm sure I'm going to notify the owner in a nice way. I'm not going to be shitty about it, because that doesn't do anybody any good. But in a nice way, I'm going to let the owner know that the drills were, you know, left something to be desired. And just because, you know, they're a new company, and I'm sure that they want to improve and they want to give you a good product. They don't want to sell you crap products. So I'm sure that's something that she would want to know. So I am going to let the owner know about the problem with the drills. And I was watching Diamonds and Washi. She did a post review on a kit from 2 Artist DP. And she mentioned also in her kit that she did have some problems with the drills being an inconsistent size as well. So in her painting, and it was a different one than the one I'm working on. I'm working on white-throated sparrows. She had the one, I think it was a fox. I'm not sure what it's called, but she had that problem as well. So, you know, maybe it came from that same batch of bad drills. I don't know. I don't know what to think, but I'm going to nicely let the owner know, because if it was my business, I would want to know that as well. So, you know, and, you know, there are ways to contact owners of companies if you're having a problem, and there's ways to let them know that that you're having a problem without necessarily being a dick about it. So I want to make sure that I do it in the nicest way possible, because she was very nice to me. It shipped out super quickly. She sent me a personal note to let me know she was shipping it out the same day that I ordered it, which was really nice. And I appreciate the personalized touches. Got a lot of nice little cute extras that came with that painting. The canvas is gorgeous. The canvas I love. It's a thicker canvas with a felty back, and I do love those kind of canvases, kind of the cushy canvas, I call it. I like that because I'm a hard presser, and I like when I press down, I like to feel that little bit of give that you get when you have one of those kind of canvases. So, but that's been my experience with, now that I talked to you and told you all about it, maybe I won't have to pull it out and work on that one while we're doing this whip and chat. I can just keep working on this one. I won't have to stop the video and switch canvases. We'll see. We'll see what I feel like as time goes on, and we start talking and get into what's going on in my world, and see if I feel like switching it out, stopping the video and making a change. We'll see what I feel like. You know me, I'm always doing something. So I could have been farther along in this, but I craft NATO a lot, and if you don't know what that means, it means that I'm just like a little whirlwind, and I go from one thing to the next, to the next, to the next. I don't just sit and, I mean, I craft all day, every day, so I'm always working on something craftual, but it's not always necessarily diamond painting. This week I finished one of my punch needle kits. So I'm still working on getting together. I'm going to do a tutorial on punch needle for absolute beginners, and I want to do that soon. I keep talking about it, but do I do it? No. Just because, I guess because, I don't know. It's going to be a lot of, I don't know, it's just, I don't know why I haven't done it. Laziness, I guess. Procrastination, I guess. That could have been my name also, the procrastinator. But it's not. It's Craft NATO. So, because I do switch from thing to thing. I also started working on, I'll show you guys real quick how far I've gotten on it. Not very far. But I unboxed this a little while ago. This is a from Wonderland, Ukraine. It is a cross-stitched embroidery floss holder or organizer. And this is what it's going to look like when it's finished. It's for my daughter. She does embroidery, hand embroidery. And so I thought that this would be a beautiful gift for her to keep her embroidery floss organized. It does come with little labels that you can affix onto each little hole, so you know what floss number you have in each of the organizer holes. And you're doing it on wood, which I thought was really, really interesting and really kind of unique. And it's weird cross-stitching on wood, but the kit did come with everything you need. And if you're more interested in that, it's a shop on Etsy. It's called Wonderland Ukraine. And there was a little bit of lead time in the shipping, so if you're looking for something right away, that's probably not the place to go. But they do have some really unique, really, really unique cross-stitch and beaded cross-stitch products, and really high quality, really nice stuff. So, and that's their shop is on Etsy. I'm not sure if I said that or not, but their shop is on Etsy, and it's Wonderland Ukraine. And I did do an unboxing of quite a large order from Wonderland Ukraine with a lot of different things, cross-stitch and beaded cross-stitch. So if that's something you're interested in, go back through my videos, and it's not like I have that many of them. I'm not sure if I know how to link a video in my description. I will try to do that with this video. I'll try to link that unboxing in case you're interested. I'll try to go back and link that video in the description of this video if you want to take a look at that. So I've been working on that just a little bit. I've been working on my punch needle. I've also been working on my miniature houses. The one I'm working on right now is a scene, like it's a birthday party room. So that's been really kind of fun to work on as well. I still haven't finished the library. I'm to the point where I need to put together all the bookcases and everything. And I have to still construct the chair, which really is why why I'm in a hold up. You guys, I'm diamond painting. I'm interrupting myself right now. Sorry. I'm diamond painting super, super slow. I realize this. I am not yet used to talking while I diamond paint and while I'm looking for symbols. So I realize that I'm going really, really slowly, and I apologize if you're watching this because it's probably pretty painful to watch, but I'm not used to this, and I think it's a thing that comes with practice. I hope it's a thing that comes with practice. I hope I get better at it because it is a little bit, it's not something that is coming very naturally to me, and I'm having a little bit of a hard time with it, if I'm going to be totally honest with you. It's not something that's really just flowing. So I'm diamond painting really slow, and if I'm probably missing some symbols because that's one thing with this kit. There are a couple symbols that are similar, that are close together, that you just have to be a little bit careful. Not anything. I don't need a light pad or anything. Everything's very, very clear, very easily recognizable. But just the symbols there aren't any guide circles, which is a nice thing. I love that. But the symbols are a little small, which I love that too, because I'm not the most neat drill placer. And so the symbols being small is very nice, because no matter where I am putting my drill, even if it's not perfectly straight, I'm covering up the entire symbol, and I don't have any printing showing from behind my drill or around my drill, which I like. So I'll deal with having a little bit small, I'll happily deal with having a little bit smaller of a symbol and not having any guide circles, so that my lettering, the printing isn't showing up behind my drills. Happily will do that. So what was I saying before I interrupted myself? See, that's what happens, you guys. I know it's annoying. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh, just that it's difficult for me to be talking while I diamond paint. So what's going on in my world? Today's Thursday. It is beautiful. Well, today's a little bit rainy, but the weather has been absolutely warm and gorgeous here in Michigan this week. We did just get a new pool a couple of weeks ago, and it's finally getting up to temperature. There's a service that you can hire. It's called the Water Boys, and they will bring a big tanker truck full of water to fill your pool, so that you can fill your pool faster than, say, using your garden hose, which takes days and days and days. So we did hire the Water Boys to come and fill our pool when we installed it. But that water is very, very cold. Very cold. So, and you know, we're still very early in the year in Michigan. Most people don't even open their pools in Michigan until Memorial Day weekend. So we're still really early in the season. But it's been warm enough this week that the pool has finally is getting the water temperature is finally getting warm to the point that it's warm enough outside that we can swim in it. So my husband took the day off tomorrow, and we are going to go get all of our vegetable plants. Now, usually I grow my plants from seed. This year I did not. No reason, just pure laziness. My sister did, however, start a big part of her garden from seed, and she had some extra plants left over. And so she gave us a bunch of plants. So I do have some plants. I've got some tomatoes, some squash, some zucchini, some cucumbers, some honeydew melon, cantaloupe. I take that back. It's not honeydew, it's cantaloupe. Some cantaloupe, and I think that's all. But we're going to plant green beans, sugar snap peas. I'm going to plant some sweet potatoes this year. I've done that in the past, and they've done really well. Some onion and some peppers. We do like to make our own salsa. My husband, I always made it, but my husband started making it last year, and he's really good at it. He says that I say he's good at things so that I don't have to do them, and I'm not going to, totally admit that, but I'm not going to say he's wrong either. But he did do a really good job. He is really good at making the salsa. So he has become the family salsa maker, and he likes his a little bit spicier than I like mine. So we are going to plant some hot peppers this year. I don't know if we'll do jalapenos or if we'll do habaneros. I think habaneros probably. We'll see. We'll see what the nursery has when we go there tomorrow. So we're going to go to the nursery, and luckily the local nursery is very close to our house, and it is like one of the best nurseries in the area. Their plants are just absolutely gorgeous. So they not only have garden vegetables, but they also have flowers, and I do kind of go a little nuts with my flowers. I do have a big perennial garden, or not just one perennial garden, I have a lot of perennials all around the yard. So I have those that are already, coming up and growing, but I also plant a lot of annuals. We have a big wraparound front porch, and I have hooks between each of the columns, and I think that works itself out to 7 hooks. And so I make hanging baskets for in between for each section of the porch. So I've got to make 7 hanging baskets for out front. And when I make my hanging baskets, I do not scrimp on filling them up. I really, really pack them full of flowers, and I make sure that I do stuff that's going to be draping, that's going to grow down so that they look beautiful when they're hanging. So I really, really overfill those baskets, and I like the way it looks. I like the way the overfilled, big, huge bunch of flowers looks. And that's the way I do it, because that's the way I like it. So my nickname from my husband is, and has been for the past 20 years, Boil Over Angie, because no matter what I do, I don't do it just a little bit. If I'm going to do something, I do it to the point of overflowing. I do it, and it's been that way with my crafts, especially with diamond painting. If I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it 150%. I'm not going to half-ass anything. So I do the same thing with flowers. I get about 3 times as many flowers as are necessary, or even I go overboard. I go way overboard on flowers. And I'm going to share with you guys some gardening videos because I told you I would. And if it's not something you're interested in, then, that's not something that you have to watch, a video that you have to watch. But I think I'll share with you guys while I'm planting the flowers and let you see what I got and how I put my baskets together. Because there is a little bit of an art to it. There's a little bit of skill to it in knowing what's going to look good where, what complements each other, and what you really shouldn't put next to each other, both in terms of color, texture, how that particular plant is going to grow, what kind of lighting it needs, what kind of water it needs, etc., etc. How tall it's going to get, how wide it's going to get, and on and on. So, and over the years, I've kind of perfected my my craft as far as that goes, and I think that I do a really pretty magnificent job of it. I've had tons and tons and tons of compliments. I don't know if I've ever mentioned that we have a rail trail that crosses kind of kitty corner across the far side of our driveway. That is a county park that is very, very widely used, and I get so many compliments from people who are walking about how gorgeous my flowers are all year, and I love that. So I think I do a pretty good job with my flowers, and they look great. So I'll share it with you guys, because why not? The chickens are doing great. They're growing, growing, growing. I need to get, that's one of our other goals for tomorrow, for my husband having the day off, is we're going to get our plants, hopefully get the garden worked over and get the garden in over the weekend. And we also need to we had taken down the run. I don't know if you're familiar with the terminology, but we used to have free-range chickens, meaning we would let them walk all over the yard wherever they wanted to go. When we opened up the coop door, we would just let them come out into the yard and just have free reign over the yard. The deal that I made with my husband when we decided that we were going to get chickens again this spring was that they would not be free-range chickens, that we would build them a run So run is essentially just a fenced in area outside of the chicken coop where they're going to be able to hang out outside. So we have to put, for some reason I'm not able to pick up a third drill with my multi-placer all of a sudden. Weird. Must need some wax. But anyway, so we need to get that put in place because they're getting big and the weather's getting nice and they're ready to come outside and play. So that's priority number one this weekend, is to get there. Yeah, I need wax. I need wax. And I think I've showed you before how I do it with the Not Your Mama's Mud. I just reach in there and I grab a little bit and then I press it into my multi-placer. I find that it just works better for me. I mean, you can stab your pen into there if you want to, but I like how that works because then you don't end up with the big glooby splooge because it's in there nice and tight. You don't end up with the big splooges around your drills when you first start drilling with new wax in there. So that's how I do it. But yeah, so that's priority number one, is to get that run built. And I did order from Amazon, I ordered a 50-foot by 50-foot section of aviary netting that we're going to put over the top of the fence. We're going to do that because we have in the past had problems with predators. We've had everything from owls to foxes to I don't even know what else, but we've had predator problems in the past with our chickens. We did move our chicken coop. That was fun. We moved our chicken coop so that it wasn't so buried into the side of the yard. We put it more out into the middle of the yard, not the middle, but a little bit more out in the open so that we can keep an eye on it a little bit better. So hopefully that's going to help. And we also, and this did work wonders when we were having the fox problem, we purchased wolf urine. And don't ask me how they get the urine from the wolves, because that's a conversation that we've had plenty of times. But we ordered wolf urine, and that apparently is a deterrent for foxes and coyotes and other predators because they're scared of the wolves. So we still have some of that, and we will spray that around the outside of the coop in the run area as well. I'd rather do it preemptively than to wait until we start having a problem, wait until a chicken gets killed. I'd rather, start out with it and just do it and not wait until we have any loss before we start doing that. So that is what's on the docket for this weekend. Hopefully we'll get a chance to swim. I think we will. If we're doing all that hard work and it's going to be in the 80s, I think it might get close to 90 one day. So we'll definitely, if we're doing all that work, we'll be hot enough to jump in the pool and cool off. And that'll be fun. It'll be nice to finally get to use it after having had it sit there for these past few weeks and not being able to use it. You know how it is when you get something new, you want to use it right away. So, and we haven't had a chance to do that yet, so hopefully the water will be warm enough and we won't freeze our patooters off doing that. So last night we had my son, who I don't talk about him as often as I talk about my daughters. My son is 12 years old and he is in the 6th grade. So this is his first year in middle school, and he started in the beginner's band when he went to middle school this year, and he's playing the alto saxophone. So we weren't able to have a Christmas concert because of the virus. That had to be canceled. But we were able to have a spring concert. So last night was his spring concert for band. It was the first time that we had a chance to see him play. I mean, we hear him play at home when he's practicing, and when he's in class, when he was home virtually. But we haven't had a chance to see him play, in a performance type situation, and to see him and hear him play with the entire band. So that was really nice. I'm super proud of him. There are 5 alto saxes in the beginning band, and he is first chair. So I'm pretty proud of him for that, which actually that shocks the shit out of me, because between you and me, the kid does not practice like he's supposed to. He rarely, if I hound him about it, he'll get it out in practice, but he rarely, if ever, practices outside of class. But he must be doing better than the other 4 kids because he's first chair. So I'm pretty proud of him for that, and that's not anything that he told us. That's something that we learned last night when we got there and saw the setup, and it was in the brochure or whatever, the flyer. What am I trying to say? The program. That's what I'm trying to say. But I was pretty proud of him. They did a nice job. It was, it was exciting to see how at the beginning of the year, how awful he sounded and could barely even make a noise with the instrument, to now he can actually play multiple songs. And that was really, really rewarding. Right now we're renting his saxophone, and it's $65 a month, which is kind of a lot, I think, to rent an instrument. But the reason we went that route is because, with him never having played an instrument before and just starting out in band and just going to middle school, making the transition from elementary to middle school, we weren't sure if it was something that he was going to stick with. So we didn't want to make a big investment in purchasing an instrument if it wasn't something that he, was gonna maintain. But he told us last night that he does plan on continuing with band, next year and hopefully for the years to follow. So we are in the market right now. We are going to go ahead and purchase him a saxophone, a youth saxophone. So we've got that we're kind of shopping for. I think that we can probably get one used for around $650. I've seen them go for that. I'd like to make sure that we get one that is of a reputable brand, and I want to make sure that we're going to get something that is not damaged, or, we're obviously going to try to buy used, not damaged or too badly worn, or, all of that kind of stuff. So, and we've looked a little bit in the past just out of curiosity, and that's what we've seen them for, is about $650 to $700. So if you think about it, if we're running for $65 a month, we could have paid for one already, just in what we've paid for rental fees for the one that he has had all year. So, it's really gonna behoove us to, even if we sold it, if he quit and we turned around and had to sell it for $500 or something, it still is going to be well worth the cost of what we've paid in rental fees. So kind of in retrospect, maybe we should have looked at that a little bit in the beginning, and but you live and learn, right? So that was a little bit of an expensive lesson, but live and learn. The one nice thing, though, too, about renting is that they do all the maintenance and repairs for free. So, and we did have to have a repair. He had one of his keys was stuck, so he did have to have a repair on his instrument. He had a loaner for a while, and that was all covered under the rental agreement. So we didn't have to pay anything out of pocket for that, which was nice. Which, if we purchase one, we'll be responsible for all of that. So there's that to consider. But it'll be nice still to own it, especially if it's something that he sticks with. So there's that going on. So we did that last night. That was the first time I had personally left the house in over 2 weeks. And we went out, we took him out to dinner afterwards to congratulate him for his hard work and dedication and doing such a good job. We went to his favorite restaurant, which is a Mexican restaurant here in our little town. And it was super expensive. We each had an entree and chips and salsa, and I had a margarita. My husband had a beer. Nate just had a soft drink, and it was, with tip, it was almost $80 for 3 people to go out to eat. I thought that was a little bit ridiculous. I mean, is that ridiculous, or am I just out of touch with reality? We don't go out to eat very often, and if we do, we go to a local pub called Flanagan's, and they have $7 sandwich and beer specials throughout the week on, depending on the day, is, whatever their sandwich is on special that day. But I'm used to a cheap date like that, not used to going out and spending $80 on dinner on a weeknight. So, but it was worth it. He deserved it. He got to choose, and that's what he chose. So it's not something we do all the time, and it was just a little bit of a splurge. So we didn't have a problem with it at all. It's not my husband's. In fact, it's my husband's least favorite restaurant, but it's my son's favorite. So my husband was very sweet about going there. He didn't complain at all like he usually does, which I appreciated that. That was pretty nice of him to not complain about it. So we did that, and then I just got home before I started this video. I had to run out to Meijer and pick up a graduation card. Our nephew, who lives in Nashville, actually they live in Franklin, which is just outside Nashville, is graduating, and because of COVID, his older brother graduated year before last, and we took a long weekend and went down there and went to the graduation ceremony, and then they had a small party at the house, and we stayed for the long weekend, had a blast, had just a wonderful time. We love getting to hang out with them. We don't get to see them. We only get to see them about once a year. And it's my husband's sister and her husband and kids, and we really enjoy spending time with them and don't get to see them nearly as often as we'd like to. And so we just had a really nice time when we went down there last time, but this time with his younger brother's graduation, our nephew Trevor, it's kind of a closed ceremony in that they can only have, I think, 4 people per family or per student. 4 family members per student can come to the ceremony. So between his parents and my in-laws, that takes up the 4 tickets. So we weren't able to go and participate in that and help him celebrate his graduation, which makes me really sad because we had such a good time down there when we went for Brendan's, and I really like going to visit them. I love my sister-in-law. She's just a really neat lady, and my brother-in-law is just a hoot. He's super fun, and the kids are really great boys, and we don't get to see them often enough, and I really would have liked to have been able to go down there, but it wasn't in the cards this time. Just the virus screwing with us again and taking away our good times. So I had to go anyway. My in-laws are leaving. They're driving down there. It's about a 10 and a half hour drive from where we live to where they live in Tennessee. So they're taking off at about noon to head down there today, and I wanted to make sure that he got his graduation card and his money right when he graduated. They're not having a big party or anything like they did with Brendan, just because of the virus and everything going on. So, but I wanted to make sure that our card made it down there with the money in it for him for his graduation from us. So I wanted to send it with my in-laws rather than putting it in the mail and him having to wait for it. So I ran to Meyer and got a graduation card and ran that over there so that they could take it with them. So I got that done. And I'm going to diamond paint today, and I'm going to diamond paint all day because, like I said, it's, even though it's warm, it's kind of a crappy, dreary day outside, and I know I've got a weekend full of outside work going to happen. So my husband's going to keep me busy working, and I won't have time to diamond paint. So I'm going to get my fill today, and I'm going to diamond paint my little head off all day, craft my head off all day, and nobody's going to stop me. And that's all I have to say about that. My daughter called me yesterday, Maddie, the one that lives in Detroit, and she says, Mom, what are you doing Memorial Day weekend? I'm like, nothing. I mean, I don't ever do anything. I rarely leave the house. She's like, do you want to go on a road trip with me and Autumn? Autumn's her good friend. I'm like, yeah, sure. I'm always up for a road trip. You know, what's going on? Where you want to go? What are we gonna do? We're gonna go to Pittsburgh. I'm like, okay. You know, when are we leaving? You know, get the deets. Where are we staying? You know, da da da. So then finally, I asked him, where are we going to what's in Pittsburgh? What are we gonna do? She's like, oh, I don't know. We've just never been there, and we want to go there. I'm like, Pittsburgh? I mean, no offense to anybody that lives in Pittsburgh. I mean, Pittsburgh's a fine city. I've been there. But it's not exactly a tourist destination that I'm aware of. I mean, now if she would have said Philadelphia, I could have understood that. There's a lot of, historical places in Philadelphia. But Pittsburgh? Why? Like, I'd be interested to know the train of thought that went into selecting Pittsburgh as a destination city for a weekend getaway. We're closer to Chicago, and I mean, it's Chicago. Why wouldn't we go to Chicago? So she's like, I don't know, we've never been there. I'm like, well, I've been there, and I mean, you're not really missing much. It's just a city, it's just a city like any other city. There's nothing really special there. Well, and then I kind of backtracked and kind of talked my way out of, kind of rescinded my, yeah, sure, let's go. Because I thought, why do I want to go to Pittsburgh? What are we going to do in Pittsburgh? And I don't know, maybe if anybody's from Pittsburgh or if anybody's visited Pittsburgh, maybe you know of some fun things to do there that I'm not aware of. I'm sure they have a lot of things. I'm sure they have things there that are fun to do. So if you know of any, let me know, and maybe I'll change my mind again and I'll go with them. But as of now, I'm going to opt out of the Pittsburgh trip. I think I'm just going to stay home. My husband's on call that week. My husband is a foreman for the water distribution department for our municipality that we live near. So he has to take turns being on call with the other foreman for water main breaks and those types of emergencies. So there's a rotation of 3 or 4 foremen. I think there might be 4 now. There always used to be 3. They're on I think there are only 3. They're on a 3-week rotation that they take turns being on call. And that's his week to be on call. So if he has to go into work in the middle of the night or on the weekend, then even though our son is 12 and he's definitely old enough to stay home alone, he can't get to school or, he could if he rode the bus, but he doesn't ride the bus to school. He rides the bus home from school. my husband takes him to school every day on his way to work. So, but my husband is on call that weekend of Memorial Day, so I should probably stay home just in case he gets called in and Nate needs to go somewhere or be picked up from school or something like that. Now, after school is out, I will be leaving Nate home alone because my very good friend, owns a good deal of property up north. I don't know. I'm always interested to know, and let me know in the comments. In Michigan, we have this place called Up North, and Up North is basically just a wilderness area. And Up North is different for everybody, and I think I touched on this in one of my other videos. If you're going camping or on vacation, or you're usually in Michigan, you're going up north. And I'm not sure if anybody from any other state calls it that or uses that terminology. Anywho, my very good friend has a good deal of property up north, about 3 hours away, and it's a beautiful, gorgeous area that I just love hanging out at and going to. We have so much fun. There are, I'm a big fisherman, and there are 3 ponds for fishing, and just, we ride the club car all over the place, and it's just relaxing and beautiful and fun. There is no cell reception there, so no internet. We don't have even TV up there. And it's just a really nice place to go and just get away from it all and relax. We've always got some projects going on around the farm, and painting or building or moving things, or last year we did a big pond treatment regimen because we had a lot of algae and weeds growing in the ponds. So we did some pond cleanup. We've always got little projects going on around the farm, and I really enjoy. It's my zen. It's my peaceful time. It's where I love to be. It's my getaway. So this summer, I plan on spending a lot of time up north with my friend at her property. So I will be leaving Nate home because he's 12 years old and he loves his video games and his online life, and he can tolerate going up there for a few days, but anything more than a few days and he's just chomping at the bit to get back to civilization and get back to his virtual world of online. And we have another friend, a friend of ours, that I don't think she could handle it, going up there and not having internet, and not having cable or Netflix or Wi-Fi or anything like that. It doesn't bother me at all. It doesn't. I love the fact that there's not even cell reception. I love it. I absolutely love being able to disconnect from the world, and you don't have to worry about any of that, any of those responsibilities. It's fun to just shed those responsibilities and just be free of all of it. And I just absolutely, to me, there's nothing more enjoyable than being free. To me, it feels like being free of all of that burden of connectedness and, always being available to everybody at every time. So I really enjoy it. And so I do plan on spending a lot of time up there this summer without Nate, and he can stay home alone you know, during the summer is not as big of a deal as it is for him to stay home alone during the school year. When, you know, what if he missed the bus and, you know, his dad's at work and I'm not home to get him, or, you know, something like that. So, but it is nice that he's old enough now to stay home alone, and I can go for a week or 2 weeks up north and I don't have to worry about him and having to have someone to take care of him. So that's nice that he's getting to that age where, you know, he can be mostly self-sufficient. So, but that's what's going on in my world. And what's going on in your world? What are your big plans for the weekend? Are you guys going to do anything fun? Anything exciting? Let me know down in the comments. And I did not switch canvases, and I ended up rambling on for almost an hour here. So on this one canvas, I can't believe that I did that. But just know that that other diamond painting, you know what? I will grab it for you guys real quick just to show you. Well, I guess it doesn't. Yeah, I will. It's just right over. It's just right over on the couch. Hold on, just 1 second. I'm sitting in my recliner, so I'm gonna get up, and you guys are gonna see my blanket and whatnot. But pay no never mind to that. My seat cushion. But this is what it looks like. Oh, I'm so sorry. Ooh, I just gave you guys nausea. But this is what it's looking like so far. This is the True Artist DP White-Throated Sparrows by Gwen Simo. Trying to get the camera. There we go. So you can see it's turning out good. It looks nice. I like the way it's turning out. It's very pretty. I really do like, I think that maybe, I like the size. I really do. It was charted really well. And I think the rendering is good. Obviously, with anything, you can say this with any diamond painting. I think it could have been a little bit clearer if it was in a bigger size. But that's true of anything. But I think it's a fine size, and I really like the way it's turning out. It's very pretty. It's just really kind of cumbersome working with those drills that are so inconsistently sized. So that's the only thing. But the canvas is great. Everything else is wonderful. Just the drills. They got to work on those drills. I might be hesitant to order again from there until they do some work and get some better drills. All right, that being said, tell me what you guys think of it. Thanks for watching and hanging out with me today. And I hope to see you in my next video. And if you have any questions or comments, leave them down in the comments and I will get back with you. And I will see you guys soon. So have a great weekend, and I'll talk. Oh no, I'll be back tomorrow. It won't be have a great weekend. I'll be back tomorrow. I have an unboxing, or a couple unboxings from Diamond Art Club. So check back in with me tomorrow. All right? All right. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.